Welcome to Be Real with Sarah, where the bee may sting and the real never dies. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Be Real with Sarah. As you guys know, at least I'm trying to get you guys to know, the bee may sting, but the real never dies. And today I'm gonna bring a little bit of therapy to this conversation. All right. I know a lot of us is such a, I guess, maybe like a little taboo topic for some people, but it's something that we all need. And remember, I told you guys that I'm on this journey with you. I am trying to heal areas of myself, and I want you to go down this journey with me and heal areas of yourself. So listen, we have such a special guest, a beautiful and amazing, accomplished, licensed professional counselor associate, Celeste Howell. Thank you so much for being here.
I am so honored to be here. Thank you, Sarah, for having me.
Absolutely. You know, it's just crazy how I knew what I was looking for, and then God just aligned the pieces. And sometimes I think God blesses in rest. Like once you put your mind off of it, He just starts to show that's who you need. And I'm like, and you said yes. I said, hey.
So, yes is actually biblical. Obedience is biblical. Your yes is sometimes tied to your obedience. So yes, you're right.
That's true. We've been talking all about just obedience. And sometimes we're delayed in our obedience just by just not listening, just not doing what the Father says.
Yeah.
But you talk about such a topic that I know I need. And I guess what made you, let's start from just your background of was therapy, this particular industry, was it something you always wanted to pursue?
So it's so interesting that you say that. When I was a kid, my parents would always ask, why do you take on projects? They would say, your friends, you take on these friends and you're always trying to fix people. And at the time, they didn't understand. I mean, Sarah, I was 12 years old trying to fix people and help people. And honestly, sometimes to my detriment. And so it's amazing how God plants those seeds, because at 12 years old, I had this desire to help people and to make a difference. I didn't know that word was called therapist. And so as I got older and I explored different career paths, I started to understand why at even a young age, I've always had this desire to be impactful and to be helpful. And of course, through high school and different, my own research, I found the word therapist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I feel like I'm an unofficial therapist because in the PR space, that's our job, is to help navigate different stages for visibility. Because as you know, maybe possibly with your clients, like a lot of times we're just exposed to different things in our lives that we're just not prepared for, we're not trained for, we're not ready for. And so I'm sure you've had clients that have been overwhelmed with experiences and they didn't know how to, I don't know, just handle that all. How do you, I guess, educate them or give them that therapy session to help them navigate those experiences?
So the first thing I want you to know is that any good therapist never stops going through training. After you pass your test and you take all these certifications, the educational piece of therapy never ever changes, because the research piece of it doesn't change. So any good therapist is going to always continue to educate themselves, whether it's a class or a training. So part of it is when I approach any client, I give them the educational piece and the background to why they're feeling the way they feel. And together we explore their goals and the different therapeutic modalities that they're going to use, or that I'm going to use. Therapy is it's not a me thing, it's a we thing. It's the therapist and the client. So it's just not me telling my client what I think they should do. It's us exploring that together, discussing it, coming up with our own goals. And then, of course, as a therapist, making sure, or trying to make sure that the client is reaching their goals, or at least building to reach their goals.
And see, that's where the business mind in me is always like, and I have to be honest, I have not had a real therapy session. I think when entrepreneurs, we're fixers, solutionists, and we always put ourselves on the back burner. And so I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, you really need therapy. Like and it's not a bad thing. It shouldn't be a bad thing.
No,
and
it
so
shouldn't be.
I used to feel like shame, like you need help, like something's wrong with you. And it's like, no, like I think I have a lot of thoughts in my head, and I'm a processor. So I don't know if you ever heard like people say, I just have to process things.
I'm a processor too. So yes.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, did I make a mistake? Was I wrong? And that's where I'm at. And I think, for us at Be Real with Sarah, like I want to educate the business owner to like, it's okay if you need to talk to somebody and process your thoughts, but also go to somebody that needs help.
So we talked about God and obedience, but I also want to say that the enemy gets us when we're quiet. Why do we always feel like we have to keep things to ourselves? If you're an entrepreneur, what's wrong with getting help with your business ideas, or what's wrong with getting your emotional help from a balance? I feel like the quieter we are, the more our mind is at an unrest. Now, of course, you have to be wise in who you talk to. Even if you're choosing a therapist, I would say shop your therapist. There's different types of therapists. There's different types of, there's play therapy, there's dance therapy. There's so many different types of therapy. So I would advise anyone, including yourself, if you're looking for a therapist, shop it, right? And see which therapist fits you.
See, and I didn't even know that there was different type of therapy. Like I knew it was like grief therapy, marriage therapy, but when you say dance therapy,
yes,
wow.
Yes, and that's why I think that social media has it's a great thing, but it can also be a negative thing because everyone thinks they're a therapist, but they're really not. Because a lot of people don't know about the different certifications and the different modalities. So people really have to be careful with who they choose and the certifications they have. Things like that.
See, and I think we look at the inspirational clips and we allow that to give us the therapy that I guess we're seeking, but it's not, like you said, it's not credentialed. It is
not credentialed, and therapy is not a clip. It's a lifelong process. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a clip.
See, I like that.
Instagram. Go find a therapist.
Take a break. Okay. So let's talk about, when we talk about just not even just entrepreneur, but just in life, people want to have control of every aspect of our lives. Like it's almost like it's an addiction. Like I gotta control this, and we gotta have this list, we gotta have this agenda. So I want to know, when did you realize that wanting people to heal can quietly turn into trying to control their outcomes?
So for me, I have to analyze myself daily. It's not like I have to constantly say, are you wanting your client to reach their goals more than them? Are you losing sleep over the fact that maybe they're not doing their soul work or their therapy work? And honestly, Sarah, it isn't just me as a therapist, it's me as a mom. Like that whole control thing and controlling people's outcomes from a therapist perspective, from a mom perspective, you have to allow people to experience their own journey. You can't help someone. Well, you can help someone reach their goals, but you can't make them.
That's it. Yeah.
You can't make someone.
Yeah. I mean, just listening to you, it sounds spiritual, right? If you're saying, because sometimes when you're trying to help someone, it's like the saying, I can't want it more than you. I can't want it more than you. And sometimes I feel like, and I'm not a therapist, but I'm like, it starts to weigh on me. Like when I see you, if you're going down the wrong path or if you're just not getting it, do you ever find yourself kind of going through this spiritual tuggle sometimes with clients?
So at this point in my life, I feel like my boundaries are intact. This is a boundary thing. If you find yourself wanting something more than someone else, that's a boundary issue. Yeah. Right?
That's it.
So any good therapist, you have to have your boundaries around you all the time. And you have to stay within that limit. So if this is my boundary, I'm not going outside of it, which means I'm going to give you the knowledge. I'm going to give you the homework to do. We're going to walk through the process together, but ultimately it's your process. It's not mine. But I had to get to that point, not only as a therapist, but in my life. Boundaries. You must have boundaries. Yeah. Sarah, you must have boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, if you have an idea for a friend, you can say, oh, you should do this. But you can't walk that out with that person.
You're literally speaking in my head, because I was thinking, I'm like, I even need boundaries with things conversations. So I've gone through this time or season where sometimes I'm like, I don't want to keep talking about the same thing. When are we going to do some action behind it? But then I've noticed in my journeys and walks, it's like I carry a little bit, because their energy kind of jumps on me. And then I love them so much. I want it so much. And so listening to you, I'm like, you're not setting any clear boundaries. Like, that's why it's affecting you. That's why and that's kind of teaching me, like,
yes,
set those boundaries.
Set those boundaries. And so there's a word for you. You said something. You said that their spirit jumps on to me. That's called transference. Which is a no.
I know.
Right. But once again, you prevent transference by setting boundaries, and also by having those real conversations with yourself. Don't lie to you. Don't lie to you. I don't lie to me.
Yeah.
I journal. I have real conversations with myself. I write. Celeste, are you crossing your boundaries? Are you going outside of the boundaries that you've set for this person or that person? Because if you do, that is when that transference starts to occur.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the part of leadership that I feel like we all need that training in, is, like you said, evaluating yourself daily, like what you do to yourself, and then understanding, are you crossing your own personal boundaries? And I think that also goes for growth in seasons. Sometimes we have to grow to that point of saying, this is a boundary, I'm not going to cross it.
I'm not going to cross it. My dad used to say something. He used to tell me, I will never give anyone my last dollar. Even for my kids. So what that means is, if I have money and I'm down to my last dollar in my pocket, I don't care how much I love you, I'm not doing that. And that stuck with me. That was his boundary.
Okay.
If I have $100, I may give you the 99. Oh, but if I get down to one, you can't have that one. That's just an example, right?
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking.
That speaks so much.
Even for his kids, I am not giving you my last dollar. I love you.
He said, I'm going to keep something for myself.
Yeah. But I love you.
But I love you.
But I'm keeping for myself.
Oh.
You can't have my last. You can't give from an empty cup. You have to give from an overflow.
Oh, that's so good. You kind of went into one of my questions. That's so good. I mean, you don't hear it like that, especially from a parent. Like, usually you hear parents say, I've given my all, or they've taken so much, I have nothing left.
And you're not taking my all. Oh, absolutely not. You're not taking. I love you. I care about you. And that's in any relationship. You're not taking my all.
Y'all heard.
And by the way, why do we feel like that's okay to do? You want me to give my all to where I have nothing?
See, now that's hidden for the entrepreneurs, because we be like, I gave it my all. Like, I have, that's a common phrase that we be saying.
That's scary to me.
That is.
Like, what, your all? Oh, okay. All right.
Don't be coming over here just get me together, because I know sometimes I be like, I just gave it my all. I just can't do it anymore. Like, yeah. And I leave tired.
Drained,
depleted, wanting to quit all the time. Oh, this ain't it. And God is like, I didn't tell you to do all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, we do that. And then that's why I feel like more entrepreneurs need more therapy. Like they need these conversations, because a lot of us don't have the training in it. Like, we're not trained. There's a lot of us are first-time entrepreneurs in our family. We're the ones that break the molds, etc. So nobody's there to teach us and say, okay, this is what you do. Some people are, but majority of us, we don't have that blueprint.
Right.
And we just need.
You're creating it.
We're creating it.
Yes.
Being that it's a word for those that create, maybe the martyr, I can't think of the term, but yeah, you're creating it. You're the first. So that's important. Something I want to touch on that you just mentioned about your dad, and I feel like we relate on this, is, so now we're at 21 years. I lost my father. And I didn't know this. So I wasn't trained. I didn't hear therapy. So let's be clear there. I'm a pastor's kid. So it's always talked about God can do it, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I lost him when I was 7th grade. I was 12 years old. And we just moved on with life. Like, I just navigated it. And so when I look at it from hindsight, and it's so funny, I wish my mom was here. I was after I met you at Crystal's event, and I was just excited about it. I said, Mom, I think you need therapy. And so she told me, my mom's 71 now. And so she's like, no, it's too late for that. Like, it's too late. It'll open up wounds. And I feel like, I was like, well, Mama, we need to talk.
That's why it's not too late, because you still have the wounds.
You still got the wounds. And navigating 21 years, the saying is that it never gets easier. For me, I feel like 21, it doesn't for me. Because there's so many things a part of my life, even like the podcast, even with me moving to Texas where he's from. It's like, it's so many moments in my life that he just wasn't there to celebrate. I almost feel like, and it makes me emotional, that I was shorted, so to speak. I wasn't going to do this. So, like even this, but him being like a pastor, a speaker, it's like I'm like walking in your path, like and you can't see it. So I was very intentional about talking to someone that's navigating grief.
Yes.
And I want you to talk a little bit about that. I know we both connect there, so I'll let you kind of take over because I'm crying.
So my father, his name is William E. Collins. He was and is my best friend. That was my homie. We talked every day before he got sick. I used to tell him all the time, I know I'm the youngest of 7, but in my mind, I'm your only kid. It's me. It's me and you. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer a year and a half ago. And that's a very aggressive cancer. We had him for almost 15 months. One of the things that I would encourage any parent to do is to not talk about death. Talk about death before you get sick. So me and my father, we would have conversations about when I pass. I was a kid. He was always open with that dialogue. His mother, her name is Eva May. She passed away when I was 7 from cancer. Same thing. When I get sick, when I go to heaven, don't forget these things. So me and my father had a very fluid relationship about really all things, but especially in the area of I'm not going to be here forever. Now, Sarah, has that made my journey better? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I told my dad 5 years ago, before there was a talk of cancer, I said, there is no world where my heart won't be connected to yours. We will always, I don't care. Heaven, wherever you are, our connection will never go away. Has that made my grief easier? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You talked about being shorted. I lost my father. He was 76, and I feel like I needed him 30 more years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, now God, was this a good time? Like, do you see what's going on around me? So Sarah, the journey is not easy. It's hard. It's day by day, sometimes moment by moment. I think that we live in a society where we expect the grief to last for a few days. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we give ourselves a couple of months to mourn? So no, it's been 21 years, but that pain is still there, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Those wounds are still there, and that's okay.
Yeah.
What is not okay is keeping those wounds inside, because not only does that affect your emotional health, it affects your internal health.
Yeah.
And that's why your mom at 71, I would still encourage her to go speak to someone, because those wounds are still there.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times when you have older parents, they kind of be so stuck in their ways. But
yes.
They are so stuck. Mama, you just so stuck in your ways, but we love you. I said for me, I I think I'm at a good point now. Is I want to talk about it. Talk about how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it. Because when I look at my spiritual assignment of why God called me to move to Texas, where he was from, I'm still searching for those answers. Like I'm still trying to seek of like the why. You know, once I moved here, I started to learn, you know, just more about his journey and what he did. And I'm like, Lord, why would you bring me back here? So there's such a spirit, like I even feel more spiritually connected to him here.
Oh, that's so good.
And I'm like, that is crazy. I'm walking into things, I haven't been here a year. And I'm like, it's just little things that I'm seeing. Like my whole brand is built off his last name, you know? And so I'm kind of walking through that journey, but I'm also like, I know there's some things that God can only, you know, show me and explain to me. But I'm like, I think I need to add a little bit of, and I don't know if that's grief therapy. I don't know what type of therapy that is, but I think I'm at a place where I want to talk more about that, if that makes sense.
Yes, grief therapy is real, but I would also say that any good counselor is going to be able to help you to navigate all the different facets of your life that you want to address. Because sometimes you're dealing with grief, but you're also dealing with other things that could be attached to grief. So you really want to find a therapist that is well versed in and able to discuss and help guide you through the many different various, you know, topics in your life.
That's it. See, and that's why you know what you know, because you got the education.
A multifaceted therapist. Yeah. Sarah, I'll be honest. Grief is a journey. You know, so your therapy will not fix your grief. Therapy will not make your grief go away. What it will help you do is it will help you cope through your grief.
Yeah.
Grief is a process.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it ever goes away. I don't know. I mean, I'm walking it out myself. Someone asked me, how have you dealt with your father? I'm like, I cry every day. I let it out. I ask God the question.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Like
all the time. I cry. I'm not going to hold that inside. So now I get sick. You know how many people are getting sick because they're holding things inside and they're not letting it go?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I cry. Yeah. And that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
And then I cry, I get back up, I smile. I mean, you know, all of those things are okay.
And I think that's what's interesting is because it's been, 3 months?
It's been 4 months.
4 months. 4 months. So it's still obviously super fresh.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so how are you, like, have you thought about how you're going to be navigating like the holiday season and different other key milestone moments? Have you thought about how you want to?
Yeah, so we just got through Thanksgiving. Okay. Our first Thanksgiving without my father. It was hard.
Yeah.
Me and my siblings, I'm the youngest of 7. We have a sibling group chat, and we also have a chat with our mom, and we talk weekly. We're not covering up our feelings. We're talking about how, you know, Thanksgiving, we decided to have it at my older sister's house. Prior to us praying over the food, we talked about our dad and all that he meant to us. We're not going to be quiet about how we feel. Even my kids, I talked to them about, you all lost a grandfather. The worst thing I could do as a parent is to act like my kids don't have grief and to ignore their grief.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. Nope, I'm going to cry with you. Honestly, my oldest son, so my father was very intentional with his relationships. Anyone that knew him felt like they were in this just amazingly safe space. He made you feel seen. He made you feel that he saw you. He spent time with you. He cultivated his relationships. I honor him by doing the same. So you talked about walking in your dad's shoes. You're honoring him. And if I could just encourage you, my dad told me, I finished my race, but I'll be watching as you finish yours.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, yes, sir. I said, it's been an honor. So I think so many times we feel like they're not seeing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not sure if I believe they don't. And then I actually have a clip. This is before he got sick. He said, I can't wait until we all get to heaven and we talk about our lives. I have that on tape of him talking about that.
Oh, wow.
So I keep that close. But so back to your question, the holidays.
Yeah.
We have been extremely open and transparent and communicative of how this feels. My kids, I sit with them as they cry.
Yeah.
As a parent, you want to say, oh, it's going to be all right. What doesn't feel like it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be all right. But in this moment, it does not feel like it. So I think sometimes, especially with grief, because we want to hide our grief and we want to, it doesn't feel good. So it's like, oh, I don't want to feel this. So as a parent, Sarah, honestly, I've really had to force myself to feel the moments as my kids are feeling it and not go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, we're going to cry together. We're going to sit here and I'm going to talk you through it and we're going to cry together. We're going to look at pictures together. We're going to feel this. See, we're in a society where everybody wants to clip. You don't want to feel.
Yeah.
No. We're going to sit in this and we're going to feel it and then we're going to get through it instead of just turning the clip off. No.
Yeah. And this right here is just eye-opening to me because last October, I just went home and it was like my mom has like this 3rd bedroom and it was so cluttered. And I don't know what got into me to say, we're going to get this room together. And child, when I went in that room and I cleared things out, I started going into all his stuff. I don't know how he was a reader. He was basically, I mean, when you have a church, it's a business in a sense, right? You got your marketing, all your stuff. He had his Bibles, his sermons, his tapes. And hindsight, God was doing something in that moment. And I think it's such a gift that you all are so transparent about your feelings and creating a safe space. And whereas I love my mom, that's my road dog. In that moment, it was too much for her. Like it was just, we don't get to sit and just sometimes, but we don't really sit and talk about it like that because she doesn't want to open up those emotions. She likes to just be private about it. So I think there's I have an admiration for what you're telling me. I wish there was more of an open space to be able to talk about that because I think that you have two people that are grieving or miss a person or see what's happening around, like see their child walking in their father's shoes. And then you have two people that are just handling grief or holding their emotions separately. And that kind of just spoke to me because I remember last year seeing all this stuff. It was just too heavy. And I felt the heaviness, but I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to say like, well, how was this moment? You see this moment, like, where was this? Like, I was just amazed because there were things that I knew about him, but I didn't know. I didn't know that he was such a reader. He was like, that's all he did was read.
Wow.
And so I was like, and I'm reading his sermons and I'm reading what God was sharing with him. Like him and God were best friends. Like, I was like, no wonder he could prophesy and all the things because he was like submitted before God. But I didn't know that God was going to say like, okay, over a year from now, you're going to be doing blah, 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 blah. You're going to go back to. So I look at everything as spiritual. Just me. I look at everything. I believe that God is intentional. I believe that he is the ultimate strategist. I always say that even though I'm a strategist in what I do, God is the real strategist. He's the real creative person, creative director, because if you are really submitted to him, he will literally, the Bible says that he will direct our paths. He will lead the way.
Yes.
And so just listening to you, it's just so eye-opening to me that I think more families need to have more open, transparent moments where the children cry, where the children ask questions, or just create a safe space is what you're speaking about.
Now, I want to say this about you and your mom.
Yeah.
So you may need to front load some information to her, which means, hey, Mom, I saw some things about Dad that I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. Can we set aside some time and talk about these two things? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, everyone isn't ready to just dive in. Yeah. Sometimes you have to preload the information. It's called front loading, right? And so just if I could just give you a little maybe piece of advice. So with your mom, with her still dealing with her hurt, a better approach could be, hey, Mom, I saw some things that I want to talk about. Could we talk about it? Could you give me a date? And I just want to talk about these 3 things and tell her what it is. I would like to talk about one of his sermons. I would like to talk about him being an avid reader. Give her time to process what you're wanting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I also think, we live in a society where it's like, let's dive into it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like for me, let's go. I'm ready to dive in.
Let's do it.
But I have to be sensitive to what you're ready for.
Yeah.
My mom is like that. I think the older generation is like, no, I'm not about to dive in nothing.
I ain't got to do it.
I'm not diving in.
Yeah.
So with our mom, we asked her, how do you want Christmas to look?
Yeah.
But we asked her a month before Christmas, probably 2 months.
Yeah.
Where do you want it to be?
Yeah.
What food do you want there? So basically just front loading information to give that person time to process, especially if they need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's with her, it's like pockets of times where she'll, your dad used to do that. It's like not necessarily that it's on her own time. It's sometimes where there's pockets of she'll just divulge something, and I have to catch it quick because I know we ain't gonna say it there too long.
Yeah.
But to what you're saying, I do think that maybe easing into it and giving them the space, or giving her the space to say what she wants to say, etc. Because I know sometimes around the holidays, even though it's been 21 years, it's almost she just hasn't understood or not understood. It's just the holidays aren't the same for her.
Yeah.
There was a different jovial excitement about it because my dad's side huge on holidays, etc. And so I guess when they connected, he made this Christmas and Thanksgiving just such this big thing. He had his favorite meals, and some years I had to prime it out of her. I'm like, can you make your cake for me? And sometimes she'll do it, sometimes she won't.
Yeah.
And I try to be. My goal is to always be patient. Be patient. I'm like, Mom, you sure? Now we have a sister relationship where we kind of bicker like, oh, little lady sometimes. But she, for those that know, y'all know my mama. But I really try to be patient with her because we never want to upset our parents. And I have to understand as we get older, she's older, so I have to just be patient. But that's eye-opening to me is what you're saying there. So I'm gonna take that too.
Just try it.
I'm gonna try it
and try to meet her where she is. But I would definitely try to front load maybe just one thing.
Okay.
Can we talk about this one sermon?
Just one thing.
Just one thing.
Okay.
And then maybe in a few months it's 2 things.
Then spoon feeding.
Yeah, spoon feeding. Kind of just try to build up to it.
Okay. So that was the grief side. Are there any what are the fun things you think about therapy? Like, when does it get fun, or is it any fun moments?
You know what? The fun side is seeing people have those aha moments. It's seeing people rediscover who they are. It's seeing people get their joy back.
Yeah.
It's seeing people not only rediscover themselves, but be okay with that discovery. Like, wow, this is who I am now. You can have both ends and ands. That's one of my favorite phrases. You can have both ends and ands. So therapy is a very fun, explorative place. And so you get the chance to kind of watch these people explore themselves. And then in some cases, redefine who they are. And that is, to me, just one of the funnest things about therapy.
Okay.
Is seeing people walk through it, refine that joy, refine that purpose, refine the answers, or in sometimes refine the peace. Because sometimes we don't always find the answers, but we do have the peace that comes along with it. So all those things to me are just fun.
You seem so giddy.
I get to see this person evolve and sometimes re-evolve and then re-evolve again because we're ever changing, right? We don't just stay the same.
We're forever changing. Now, you said something good about just peace. So, like I told you, I'm in this transitional phase, and I think you would probably agree is that there's a grief about what you once had or a previous season.
Yes.
And then you go into this new season, like everything's new. Like I'm talking about, I got a new address, new place, new car, this and that, everything but a new man. All new. Right? And I found myself just grieving the old.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, dang.
You can grieve the old but also be excited about the new. You can have both ands and ands.
You did. Yes.
You can have both.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Ah, that's so good. Just you can both can coexist.
There's space for both.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's language for both.
And we shouldn't feel bad.
Absolutely not.
Where were you like 2 months ago? Because I was in my feelings. My mom, my best friend left. I cried like a baby. I was like, what did I do? Like, I just felt like I was alone. I was sad. So this is what happened. I had been here for like 3 months and I was so busy. I mean, I couldn't stop. I mean, I'm going, doing. So I couldn't even settle in the new. Like, it was almost as if I was on extended vacation, but I had acknowledged, oh my God, I love it here. I love it here. So then comfortability came. My mom came, my best friend came. So a sense of home came. And after they left, it was like, it had hit me like, where the heck are you? Like, it's like a light bulb. Like, you are not 5 hours away, because from Atlanta to Mobile is about 4 or 5 hours. You are like not a day away, but you're far away. And it just hit me. And I went down this, and I started to beat myself up a little bit. Like, you need to wake up out of that. Like, that's not okay. Like, you're grown. Like, and sometimes we kind of just be like, we're so hard on ourselves for just having emotions. And that's what I was processing.
Yes. And so somewhere along, I don't want to say society teaches us that, but in a way it does. We got to get over it. We got to pass the test. We got to pass this, get on to the next. It's okay for you to sit in your feelings and give yourself a timer on that. Listen, I'm going to be in my feelings for an hour. I'm going to give myself an hour. In fact, I have told myself during the Christmas holidays, I'm going to have a day where I am in my pajamas and I grieve my dad. I'm going to give myself one day to just feel some things that maybe I haven't allowed myself to feel. So, it's okay to sit in things. Just give yourself a time limit on it.
So you said give yourself a time limit. Like, you said you're going to give yourself a day.
In some pajamas.
In your pajamas.
Yep.
Now, for the spiritual, sanctified, the ones that like, no, you don't need to agree. That's the enemy. That ain't that. Because some people be saying stuff like that.
That's unbiblical. Read your Bible.
Read your Bible.
They grieved. When Lazarus died, there was grief.
Yeah.
Jesus cried.
Yeah. I feel...
Read the story of Lazarus.
Read the story. See, she said read y'all's Bible.
Mary and Martha cried.
Y'all not grief. You gotta grieve. You
gotta grieve.
Wow.
It's biblical. But you can't stay there.
You can't stay there. Yeah. Right. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself.
Yes.
Just don't stay there.
Don't stay there. But allow yourself to feel it.
Whew, I almost call you doctor, but Celeste.
One day
it's
coming.
Because it's just so much. When you have so much experience and expertise, it's like you just exude this next level.
Oh my goodness.
This new. So I want you to sit in that from that.
I am. I have a daughter named Kinsley, and she said, "Okay, you have 2 masters. What about your PhD?"
Whew. Well,
let me enroll in the fall.
Y'all, I only have my bachelor's. I only have my bachelor's, but that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
But no, definitely sit in that, because we have this event, and I kept saying Dr. Celeste, and so she corrected us on the panel.
I was like, not yet.
Not yet. But God be saying things, He be speaking, so we got to listen to those little signs. And so when it happens, please invite us.
Absolutely.
If I'm gonna be there, like, woo, woo, yeah, my girl, I called it first, and I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, yes.
I called it first. So, is there anything you want to leave with our audience?
The one thing I would say, feel the feels. That's okay, but you must get up. After you feel your feels, get up. Yeah. Start over. Allow yourself to feel it again. Just get back up.
Just get back up. Y'all, I feel like I had my own therapy session. So you're not going to ever hear me say again, like, I've never had therapy. No, I did have therapy on Be Real with Sarah. So y'all know how we do. I want you to always make sure that you be real, you spread the honey, and you be you.